the kind of exponential growth in capability of the LLMs has begun to plateau a bit, to the point where towards the end of last year, all these CEOs were going like, hold on a minute, just brace yourselves because things might not be escalating at the same clip as they were. So they're getting better in the likes of reasoning and that kind of capability. But from a general capabilities perspective, they are, or at least do appear to be plateauing. And not necessarily plateauing in the way that like they're not going to get a whole lot better, but in the way that they're a little bit more of a known quantity. And so what that does is that creates a sense of stability, which can then be built upon. But what it is allowing people to do is now to take those technologies and to start using them in interesting ways. And on not just either stealing artists' artwork and then regurgitating it as some new image, or the alternative of, hey, please be a good chatbot, right? Those are kind of the two streams that we mostly knew for the past few years. There's been some interesting development with new platforms, especially when it comes to front-end design and front-end development. So key ones that come to mind are V0 by Vercel was an interesting one that kind of was the first one that started to flip the switch for me, where V0 allows you to, using a prompt, to build a system, an app or a website or whatever you want it to be, built using React, but it's very much like a prompt-based software builder. The example I always use is a QR code generator website nowadays is a real pain in the butt because it's going to ask you to sign up, it's going to ask you to pay. Well, actually nowadays what you can do is you can go to V0, say, build me a QR code generator, and then it will do it in faster time than it takes for you to actually find a QR code generator website that's not going to be a pain in the butt. These tools are now being able to take text and then translate that into forms of UI to varying levels of success. But an example that we use sometimes is UX Pilot has been one that we've had some good success with. We believe in the idea that you should never really start with AI tools. You should always do your own research and reference and thinking first and then move into these tools. And it's a nice second step with these. So I often consider the prompt generation to be almost the perfection of the brief. I'm finding these tools are allowing us to create interesting experiments again without any hindrance.